Hello, everybody. Oh my gosh, I'm like doing this live on my computer for the first time and I don't know where to look. I don't know what I see the chat thing, but I don't know. There's so many things to look at. How's everybody doing tonight? Oh, there's 13 of you already. That's so cool. Oh my goodness. We'll just wait a few minutes for some people to get on. Congrats on your through hike. What was it like meeting? Oh my gosh, I love Nimble Nomad. I can go into the story now, or I can wait a few minutes for more people to get on if you want. But he's so awesome. I just I'm so fond of him. For those of you who don't know who Nimble Nomad is, he turned 83 on trail this year. He has hiked so many miles. I think the story's like he left his house when he was 67 and just kind of never went back. And he's been hiking like crazy ever since. But Joe, I'll just go ahead and say I met him at Woods Hole for the first time. And he probably gets trail magic at every place that he goes to. It's just absolutely insane. But somebody had paid for his room ahead of time. And I might have said this on something else before, but somebody had paid for his room ahead of time. And when I told him that he got trail magic, he was just like totally like so moved. He was very emotional about it. It was just, it was so cool. And then I ran into him again in the whites because he flipped up in order to beat the weather. And his spirits were a little low at that point. I think it had been a long season for him. But it was really, he seemed to cheer up whenever our group met back up with him. So that was really cool. Thanks for asking, Joe. Okay. I didn't set up any questions ahead of time for this. So I'm just going to go based on what you guys have in the chat over here. Hopefully I get some more that comes through. Hey, there's 28 of you watching. That's awesome. Thank you guys so much for being here and for just supporting my journey along the way. Oh, it's so cool. All right, TJ, just started the binge watch your journey couple days up to 40 something. Very cool so far. Thank you so much. You're going to see in there I take a nice little break for a good bit, but I come back and hopefully I'll be able to just binge those right on through. Willard, so proud of you. Thank you so much. Oh, this is so cool. I just freaking love the AT community, man. It's awesome. 34. What's up, everybody? Do you know if Dirty Doss finished? So Dirty Doss came back on trail. I know he had gotten off. I don't know where his videos left off, but he had gotten off for a little while and tried to come back, but the weather was just it was too hard on him. So he's going to come back in the spring, I think, with a couple of others. And Waymaker, I think, might be one of them. I could be wrong about that. But he's going to come back in the spring and then finish from, I believe it's Rangeley forward, but I'm not sure. I actually just got a message from Dirty Doss today, which is so funny that you ask about him. He is going to Germany. He's German. I don't know if you guys know that, but he's going to Germany and going to do I think it's like a 200-mile rim trail for the next few weeks. So that's awesome. The Braves fan is exhausted and hoping to hang for the whole time, but I'm baseball tired. Oh my gosh, Angela, my best friend, she was responding to something and she was like, I would love to chat tonight, but I'm so tired. I've been up for so many days watching Braves and then get up at 5 a.m. to work. Oh, that's so funny. Great job on trail with the videos. Glad you finished strong. Thank you, John. Are you healing up your bones yet? Oh my gosh, I'm trying. I've been doing a lot of yoga, a lot of stretching. I still wake up in the mornings and my knees hurt so bad and my feet, they're still not perfect in the morning, but we're getting there slowly but surely. Congrats on finishing. What was your favorite section / state of the trail? So I really loved Maine right after Hostel of Maine, and I can't remember, Carabasset Valley. You went over Little Bigelow and then kind of went into the 100-mile wilderness. I think there was another little gap between there. I don't know, but I loved that entire section. You guys will see on a later video, I got to a viewpoint on Little Bigelow. It's there's the big one and then the little one below it. And I just cried because it was so beautiful. Oh man. But I also loved Maryland. People really miss out on Maryland when they do the 4-state challenge because you're just like running through it. And by the time you get to Maryland, it's getting dark. And I thought it was a great section of trail. Love the pic of you and Kelly Hayes together. Guess your arm is totally healed by now. Congrats on your accomplishment. Oh, I love 9 Live. She's back out on trail, so you guys make sure and keep up with her videos and her on Instagram. How was your hand when you climbed Mama K? Hand was okay. I don't know if it actually healed correctly. I still have like a bump on the bone, which I think is normal, but I'll like wake up in the mornings and it's kind of stiff, and I have a hard time closing the overhead bins. I'm a flight attendant, for those of you guys who don't know. So I have to make sure and like not put so much pressure on it. I definitely need to get that checked out. Oh, so good to get to see you. Oh, thanks, Shelly. I'm so glad you're here. Aw. Was there any point where you thought you weren't going to make it to Mama K before she closed? I'm so proud of you. Okay, so yes and no. There was a lot of stress at the end. Like, I think we ended up pulling a 16, a 20, and a 25, and then summited Mama K, Katahdin. So it was definitely a big push. And then I think they actually did end up closing the park on the 22nd, and I summited on the 14th. So it was a lot of stress involved, but I don't think there was ever a point when I didn't think I was going to make it, because as you guys know, like, that was my goal the entire time. Was I was going northbound and I was going to finish my hike on that sign, and I did, and I was really excited. I'm still really excited. I love your positives. Thank you so much. Aw, thanks, Steve. Oh my gosh, you guys, I've had so much support on this hike. It's unbelievable. Truly. I can't thank the community enough, and the online community and people in my home life, and it's just so cool. All right. Anybody else got any questions? These comments are so sweet. Yeah. Oh, cool, Bill. Good luck. I hope you're starting like late February. That was the best time. Well, I don't know. It was whatever time is going to be good for you, but February 25th felt really special. Did your experience change for the better when you opted not to edit and upload while you're hiking? If you did again, would you do YouTube at all? Okay, yes, my experience changed for the better. I felt like it was a distraction from my spiritual journey, which you guys know that was in the video, but also I couldn't fully like embrace the experience that I was having because I was always so focused on editing videos. Would I do YouTube again? Yes, but I would do it differently. I would probably film my entire hike and then post afterwards, or post like a documentary video, because it was just, it kind of took away from the experience just a little bit. But like I said, I also had a lot of support in the beginning, and that was really needed because I went through some hard times. So yeah, I don't think I would do it differently than how I did it, but Maryland was awesome. My husband, oh yeah, you guys have to, I'm going to go back. I'm convinced. Oh, Mommy and me. Hi, Super Mom and Supergirl. I just watched your summit video yesterday. I was so excited to see it. I'm glad we got to meet you guys too. My least favorite state. I was just talking to somebody about this today. I really did not like New York. I don't know about you guys, but it was just like, maybe it's because it was so hot when I was there, but it was hot and there were like the big mountains and rocks, and I don't know. It was just really kind of like a kicker right after Jersey, because I really kind of enjoyed Jersey. Favorite hostels, Woods Hole. Of course, I'm going to say Woods Hole because I stayed there forever. I loved Hostel of Maine just because it was a good place to relax. Yeah, New York sucked. Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh. And then Bears Den, they took me in. I don't even remember. I think it was in Virginia. It was right before Woods Hole, but I just really loved their homey vibe, and they took me in, and it was incredible. Average speed, glad you're not broken anymore. Thank you. I don't know. It kind of varied depending on the terrain. I told myself every day that I was going to go, or that I was like hiking 2 miles an hour. And then if I went more than that, I felt good about the day. If I went less than that, I just kind of copped it out to it was hard terrain. Glad you're so positive. Thank you. Any plans for other through hikes? Right now, No long through hikes. There's one I wanna do the West Highland Way in Scotland, and I'm hoping to do that. I'm gonna transfer bases in February, which means I lose my March vacation, which is when I wanted to do the trail. So I'm hoping to do that like end March if I can get the time off for it. It's just 96 miles, but it's supposed to be really beautiful, and I've always wanted to go to Scotland. So and then maybe something longer later on. I don't know. We'll see. Watching you. Thanks for sharing your journey. Oh, thank you. Thank you. How many times did you trip, Ella? Okay, that's my mother. Everybody read Becky Loggins. How many times did you trip? Probably a million, and she heard almost every one of them when I was on the phone with her. Uh, Hi, Tori. Aw, you came. Any other long distance trail plans? Do you think they'll vlog them? I would. Yep. Yeah. Cost of your hike. Well, it was a lot more than I budgeted for. I budgeted, they say like $1,000 per month, and I really wanted to enjoy the hike. I ended up being blessed with some money that I knew was coming at some point, but it happened while I was on trail. I burned through that, and I actually ended up putting some on my credit card, which I'm not a fan of. But I do want to include in there, I had people donate at the beginning of my hike, and really all throughout my hike. And I told them that I was going to try not to use that money and going to try and donate it to a foundation. This is something I'm going to make a video about, but I'll go ahead and tell you guys. Tunnel to Towers was the foundation that I selected. I am going to donate half of the funds that I have left over to Tunnel to Towers. And then I have a dear friend that I met on Trail, Bilbo. I met him probably in I want to say the Whites right before Mahoosuc Notch. And Bilbo is somebody who suffered from a stroke, and he was doing his hike to raise funds for the brain institution chapter of Maine or something like that. I'm going to get more information on it, but I'm going to donate half of my funds to him because there were some sections that we were going through that it was difficult for me with two half working hands. I can only imagine with someone like Bilbo who has limited mobility in one of his arms. So it was really special to get to hike with him, and I definitely want to contribute to that as well. The world needs your joy. Aw, New York in summer can be hot and muggy as Florida. Yeah, that is why I'm not a huge fan of Florida, y'all. I love to visit, don't get me wrong, but it's hot and it's flat, and I knew those things before I moved here, but I'm ready to go and live near some mountains. Now get back to work. I'm trying. Something that I want to talk about is the post-trail. I don't want to call it depression. I read an article, and it might have been by the trek. I'm not really sure, but it's kind of like post-trail grief. It's like grieving. They talked about in the article, like grieving a life that I had and that I worked for so long. And I definitely have experienced some of that. I've had really bad anxiety, like. For example, I didn't really cry on the summit. I had a couple tears when I called my mom and I was like, I did it, and then I teared up. But I got to the Atlanta airport after flying back from Maine, and I was in baggage claim, and there were so many people and the lights were crazy. I just like broke down and cried. Like, I can't believe I just walked from Atlanta. From Atlanta to Maine. It was just totally insane. And then like going back to work, I've cried a couple times, but I think it's going to be fine. It's just going to be like me getting back into the swing of things. And I've had a lot of support with that. So, thanks so much for watching. Nice mountains up here in Pennsylvania. That's funny. Yeah, Pennsylvania was hard, but especially since I have like feet problems too. I mean, it's hard for everybody, but I was just like, God, my feet were killing me through Pennsylvania. Florida is boring to me, but for now I'm stuck. Even if you're stuck, there has to be some, I actually have a book that I saved. It's 50 trails in Florida. So I'm going to try and do some of those while I'm here. I'll be here for another 3 months. What base did you get? Did future hiking destinations weigh into your choice? So John is talking about on my Instagram, I did a poll. I think I might have done it on YouTube also, but if I should go to Salt Lake City or to Boston, I'll put that in January. So I haven't made a final decision. Hiking definitely weighs into that, but there are other things that I need to be aware of, like cost of living and how safe the city is and where would I live and, what would I do? Would I have a car or public transportation? So there's going to be a lot that goes into that. And I will definitely fill you guys in whenever I decide. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for watching. I'm going to cry when I get to do the AT. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I cried so much. Good and bad. I cried so much, but it's okay. That's like kind of part of the experience, right? Does hiker hunger stay after the hike is done? Yes. Oh my gosh, you guys. When I was at Woods Hole, I had hiker hunger really bad already there. That's like mile 600. And I probably for 2 weeks I felt so bad. I ate everything in that hostel, all the meals I was eating, just like it was ridiculous. And then now that I've finished, I have been eating everything in my house. I have to remember not to buy sweets because on the trail I did get into the habit of eating a lot of sweets and just straight junk food. So now I buy things like salad and lettuce, and I still make wraps because they're supposed to be healthy for you. And I lost about 25 pounds on trail, so I'm trying to stay fit and stay healthy, but it's definitely a lot harder when you're not walking 15 to 25 miles a day. Congrats, little dudette. We're all proud of you. Yahoo. Thanks, Todd. I'm a ridge runner. Cool. Thanks for what you do. It's so appreciated out there. Oh my goodness. You guys are so awesome. Thanks for showing up and spending your Wednesday night with me. Let's see. I was a little nervous to do this. I don't know why I get so nervous before lives. So I had some wine. I'm going to have a little more. Does anybody else have any questions? Or want me to tell you anything? I'm trying to post videos every day, except today because I was going to do the live. So I'm still editing them actively, but it's just kind of a slow process. Truly enjoyed your journey. Thank you for sharing. I believe what was most impressive that you took a break from posting your hike info. Thank you so much, Jackie. Twin snakes for the win. Glad you're doing good. Hey, Tripod. Aw, so glad to see you. Tripod was in my last tramley. And yeah, we hiked together. I think we started hiking together in the Whites because our other friend Popeye's parents came to visit. And we were getting to stay in the RV and slack pack, and that was just like such a blessing. And I was so grateful to be able to hike with them and hang out with them for a bit. Did you see snakes in PA? Yes, I saw so many snakes in PA. I saw rattlesnakes and black snakes. Sometimes the snakes just like sat in the trail and didn't move when I walked by. Before trail, I was definitely afraid. I was afraid of snakes. But now I just kind of you just kind of tell them to go away or sit there and let them do their thing. They're not trying to hurt you. So you just let them cross and get out of the way and keep on moving. Okay. Of the shoes you wore, which were your favorite? So I went through 7 different types of shoes. And I won't list all of them, but I think right now the videos you're on, I was in oboes and they were absolutely killing my feet. I waited like a week to a week and a half trying to break those shoes in, and I was miserable every day. So I think in Harper's Ferry is when I changed to the Ultra Olympus. And I don't know if you guys remember on my Foothills Trail, I wore Ultra Lone Peaks, and those were like the Lone Peaks, you could feel everything, every little rock underneath your foot. So I was really scared to go go back to Ultras. But once I did the Olympus, they have a little more cushion. There's still a 0 drop, but I ended up having 3 pair of Olympus by the end of the trail. So if you need a little more cushion, I recommend those. But as you know, everybody's feet are different. And I tried shoes before that worked for other people and they didn't work for me. So just be cautious of taking advice on shoes, I would say. Will you walk on the treadmill until you get back on trail? You must be in great shape. I've avoided the treadmill. I think right now I just am trying to do yoga and stretch and not do anything that's so hard on my joints. I should walk on the treadmill. I probably should. I actually tried, I was on a layover the other day and I got on an elliptical and my knees were like, get off of this thing right now. I think I did it for 5 minutes and I was like, okay, I'm done. I was in great shape. Hopefully I can stay. I was actually just telling somebody today that I feel like my endurance is still there. Like when I do yoga, my heart rate doesn't really get up, and I'm doing like power yoga. So I think my endurance is still there. I just have to figure out how to keep that up without being so like high impact on my knees because they are killing me. What was my favorite trail meal? What did I get sick of first? Um, well, I eventually was hiking around somebody who got off trail and I was buying his boxes that he had pre-made for his hike. And he was like shipping them to me. So I would pay for shipping and I would pay for the meals. And he made some really good homemade like spaghetti and there was a chicken curry. So if you can make your meals ahead of time, it does get old and you do get tired of what you're eating the same thing every single week. Those were some really good meals. But eventually I ended up going back to just like trail food. So I definitely got tired of the little barbecue chicken selects packets, the buffalo chicken selects packets. I don't know, they just tasted weird, and that was the only form of protein that I could really get. So I got tired of those. Tell me one of your favorite trail stories. That's a hard one. I'm gonna have to think about it. Okay, Willard. I don't know. There were so many. Did nasty YouTube comments upset you? I only had a few YouTube comments that were not very kind. And yeah, I mean that's gonna impact somebody. It's gonna impact anybody, and it's gonna make you think about it. But I'll remember this one lady who was like just going hard in my comments, like judging me and saying, it's always the Christians who say they're going to do one thing, like she's probably not going to donate any money after all, and just was like going on and on and on. And my friend Cookie, she messaged me. She was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to write this lady up for hate speech because she's being so nasty." And I ended up blocking her. So that's usually what I did, is like if people wanted to be negative in my comments, like I'm not gonna listen to you. I'm not gonna let you affect my day. And I don't think you have any right to be on my channel or to be watching my channel if you have something negative to say. If you don't want to watch it, like don't watch it. Why do you feel the need to be nasty? Unique animal encounter. Well, I saw a porcupine and I thought that it was a skunk or something. I don't know. It was a black and white porcupine and I had never seen one before. So I was like, what in the world is this creature? But yeah, that was cool. It just kind of was like, just walked away from me. Idiot heel at first. Yeah, I'm like, what am I? I'm almost 3 weeks past my summit, which is crazy. The time is just absolutely flying by. But yeah, I feel like my body should be recovering by now, and I'm still just my knees. If my knees would be okay, I think I could do better. I could heal up faster. Joe Martin, were ticks an issue? So I don't remember what state I was in. I want to say it was Pennsylvania, but that doesn't feel right. It might have been Jersey. I had one tick that was embedded in the back of my knee, and it was a tiny little thing. It was a deer tick, and my friend Bamba pulled it out of me, and it just like scared me. I was like, for 30 days, I was convincing myself I had Lyme's disease. But that was the only one that I pulled out of my skin. The others, I had 2 other ones that got attached. I wore long wool socks a couple days and they got attached to my socks. But I tried to wear what's that lotion? It's not permethrin. I can't say that word. It's a Sawyer tick repellent, and that seemed to work for me most of the time. There was only one, like in Massachusetts, I started wearing DEET, which I'm not a fan of because it's really toxic, but I started wearing DEET, and that seemed to keep the ticks away as well. Picardin, yes, thank you, Supermom. Yes, Picardin, that's what I'm looking for, y'all. Almost missed it. Hey, Martin. Good to see you here. Okay, I feel like I was just talking for so long and then I just shut down. Anybody else have questions? Aw, so cool to see 103 of you here. Wow. Mm, let's see. Willard, I'm still thinking on that trail story. I don't even know. I feel like if you don't get asked a specific question, everything is just a big jumble. I will say, I what wine you having? Okay, thank you. My roommates, old roommate, so the girl whose room I took it from left like a white wine in the fridge. And so I have forgotten how to act in society and how to keep up with my ID and stuff. So I lost my ID when I transferred to a bigger wallet. I haven't been able to buy my own wine in like a week. So I took hers, but she didn't seem like she was coming back for it. So thoughts on Franconia Ridge. It was absolutely incredible. I could not have asked for a more beautiful day. I'll say the climb up, I can't remember what the first mountain was, but the climb up, gosh, that's going to drive me nuts. I'll have to look it on GitHub. The climb up the first mountain was tough. But once I got on top of it, I could turn around and look and see the whole entire ridge line. And it was just absolutely stunning. I can't wait for you guys to see that footage because I had so much fun up there. What was my favorite trail magic moments? So one of them would be being able to stay with Popeye's parents. We call them Papa and Mama Popeye in the RV because that was just like, I couldn't have been more grateful for that. It was such a nice break. And then another time I hiked around a girl Denali for a little while and we came out of the woods and she knew that she had family friends coming to do trail magic, but they had everything a hiker could need or want. They had resupply stuff. They had sandwiches. They had homemade cookies and sodas and Gatorades. And it was just like, it was magical. It was really trail magic. You never let those nasty comments bother you. Bring so much joy to your true fans. Oh, thank you, Missy. 2-second rule. Hey, Megan, thanks for sharing. I thru hiked the long trail in August. What did you think of that? Oh my gosh, I loved the long trail section. I would love to go back and do the actual long trail. I know they say it gets a lot harder, and correct me if I'm wrong, but they say it gets a lot harder after the AT section. But I thought it was incredible. And there were some really cool people out there too. Like I've been hiking around the same bubble for a while. So to have a mix of new people and like some people were just getting started. So they were fresh and didn't have all their gear or didn't know how to use it. And it was nice to like interact with them and see them grow like I felt like I did. How much time is spent making the videos? I don't know. It depends on how long they are. It can take me like 15 to 30 minutes. If I put music in it, it takes a little longer. But now that I'm home, my process, thank goodness, has changed. When I was on trail editing videos, I was trying to get music that other people hadn't used over and over and over again in past YouTube videos. So I would upload the videos to my phone, edit them in iMovie, download them, upload them to the DJI app to get different music, download them again, and then upload them to YouTube. So it was a long process and it did take me a lot of time. But now I'm home and I can use my laptop and I have a music service and it just goes a lot faster. Liberty Spring Trail. Thank you, John. That's the one he's talking about where that's a steep mountain going up to Franconia Ridge. Most of the people in your videos were younger. Did you meet older people, 60s through? Yes, Marathon. I hiked around Dead Horse. Actually, he is turned 73, I want to say. That could be wrong. On trail, he was so cool. I hiked around Papa Groot. He may have been late 50s, maybe early 60s. I don't know, but I loved him. So cool. Just like there was a wide range of ages out there, and it was really inspiring to see people of all ages trying to attempt this crazy feat. And Dirty Doss, how could I forget him? He was in his 70s too. Did it rain for you in Mahoosuc? So it rained, I think it rained the night Okay, so what I ended up doing for Mahusik, I was just exhausted. There were 4 of us in the tramway that were hiking together at that point. 2, maybe there were 5 of us. I think Popeye might have, like, run ahead of us that day or something. Yeah, he was like a shelter head, but 2 went on to the next shelter, so they did Mahusik Notch and the Arm, which made for, like, a 16-mile day, I wanna say. I was exhausted by the time it came, and it was started getting dark, and I hadn't really done a lot of night hiking by that point, so we did Mahusik Notch and then camped. There was, like, a stealth camp spot right after the Notch, and then we did the Arm in the morning. So anybody who's doing that section, I recommend like planning it to where you can camp at that spot. Oh, also it rained that night. I don't know if I said that, but planning it to where you can camp below the Arm, because the next morning the Arm for us really wasn't that bad. It was just like we're starting on fresh legs and we got up and went. But our friend said, "Oh my gosh, the Arm was like so intense." And then I have another friend who's said that he did it in the rain and it was just like it was like really treacherous. So let's see. It's definitely a beautiful picture. Hey, Dad. Enjoying your videos. Thanks for sharing your hike. And thank you so much, Robert. What was the hardest part of the trail? Do you want to know like technically or just in general? Which trail did you take up and down Katahdin? I took Hunt up and A-Ball down. It was pretty cloudy up there, and I think it ended up my friend Mongo ended up doing Knife's Edge, and he said that it cleared out and it was beautiful. It was a beautiful view, but there were a few of us who talked about maybe coming back next year and doing like an anniversary Knife's Edge like trail trip. So we might do that. But A-Ball, don't let it fool you. Everybody says A-Ball is like it's like shorter and supposed to be easier, but that trail is steep and it's really rocky and it's got like loose rocks, so you slide a lot. I fell. I think my other friend fell. So don't let it fool you. I mean, it's good because you get down faster, I think. I don't even know, but don't let it fool you. Biggest hiker trash moment. I don't know. I always go back to the ice cream at the gas station, but I know that's like maybe not that hiker trash. I was eating an ice cream and I think it was in Fontana, and I was at a gas station and they had given me this ice cream inside for my birthday. And I went outside and there were like a whole bunch of people getting off work, buying beer or whatever. And they all watched me drop this ice cream on the nasty, grubby gas station concrete, pick it up, shrug my shoulders and eat it. So I felt like that was pretty trashy, but yeah. I'm sure there's something else. How long have you been backpacking or hiking? When did you get the bug to do a long distance hike? So I was during COVID last year, actually. I was still a flight attendant. I am still a flight attendant, but I was barely flying because all the flights were canceling. And I was like, I don't really take advantage of my travel benefits. What can I do or where can I go? And I had no backpacking experience before that. And I got on YouTube and I found Dixie and got hooked on all of her videos. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this trail. And so I did the Foothills Trail, which I have a whole series on in the playlist. And I did the first 30 miles of the AT. So from Springer Mountain to Neels Gap, because I said if I could do that, maybe I had potential to make it the whole way. And then I got on the AT and that was it. Never said, but which hostel was your favorite? That's tough. I loved Woods Hole, but I think that's because it holds such a special place in my heart. That's where right after I found out that my foot was broken, Neville, who owns it, it was her grandmother's place, and then she took it over. Excuse me. She really took me in, and I did a work first stay while I was there, and it felt very homey, which is something that I looked for on trail, just because we don't really have a home. Like I could pretty much say I'm homeless, so to go somewhere that just felt homey, that was a big thing to me. I'm sure there's plenty of others that I loved though. Say it wasn't so that you fell. LOL. Yeah, I fell over and over and over again. I think I fell for everybody on trail. Okay. John, the hardest part of the hike. Okay, I would say by the end, it was really hard because mentally, I was toast. Everybody I was around, we were all toast. Like, we're constantly pushing, trying to figure out what miles we need to make it to Katahdin. Are we going to make it in time? It was just like, that was hard. Like, that was mentally and physically challenging. I didn't really want to, like, I didn't want to get up and hike every day, but I also had a goal in mind. And I also knew that, like, the end was so close. That was another thing, too. Crossing into New Hampshire was really beautiful, but it was like a moment of, I'm so close, but I'm so far away. And that was kind of a hard, tough pill to swallow. What comfort from home did you miss the most? I don't know. Coming home and being able to be lazy. That's really what I missed. Like, and every day when I get home from a work trip, I like come home and I can just relax and I can decompress. And unless I was taking a zero, there was no decompressing out there. Hey, Melissa, good to see you. Love that. Love your attitude. Thank you so much. At what point did you think I got this? Not until I was in the 100-mile wilderness. There were so many times that I was just kind of like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I don't know, like, am I actually gonna make it? And then I hit the 100-mile wilderness and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna make it. Do you get to sit as a flight attendant? Yeah, I do. But I almost feel like sitting is bad. I don't know why. I think just because I want to move around. I'm like, I've been sitting so much since I've been home and I just want to get up and go. What kind of weather did you have at Mount Washington? It was beautiful. Oh gosh, these questions that you guys are asking are so good. And I just like, I can't edit the videos fast enough for you to be able to see it. But it was beautiful. It was clear. I think later in the day it got cloudy. But it was definitely, I had beautiful weather up there. So that was a blessing because I think there's only like 14 or 16 days out of the year that's clear up there. So when I was in the Whites, I think Eisenhower, it was really, really cloudy, like foggy. You couldn't see anything. And then once we got over Eisenhower and we were kind of like coming along the side, you could see the top of Washington. And I'm like, oh, please don't let the clouds come through. And that like little ridge line to go up to Washington is where I saw Nimble Nomad for the second time. So that was cool. I did stay at Shaw's. Okay, that is another favorite. I'm not going to lie. I love Shaw's. We actually we weren't going to take any other zeros after Hostel of Maine. But when we got to Shaw's, I think I was like part of the problem because I was not getting ready whatsoever. It was funny. Like, Popeye and I were both just kind of chilling, and Tripod, hey Tripod, yeah, I'm talking about this. Tripod was like getting ready and like getting his food bag together. And I was just like, I don't think I want to go today. And then Popeye was like, oh, I want to take a zero. We're zeroing. So we ended up taking a zero because Shaw's was just incredible. And we had breakfast there both days, and it was a good spot. It was a nice last like little chill before we went. Loved your high and low each day. Those were great highlight on each video. Aw, thank you, Missy. Just trying to keep it real, you know. Did you find what you were looking for yourself on trail? I've loved following your journey. So I heard somebody in a deli in New York, right? We walked in and this guy was like, oh, he kind of was like making fun of the fact that hikers like go out to find them. So he's like, oh, just so they can like go find themselves. And I was like, you know, it's not so much about like going out to find yourself. Like, in my brain, I wasn't like trying to find myself, but I did overcome a lot of personal obstacles that I didn't even know existed. I didn't know that they were there. And I read in another article somewhere, and I wish I could remember where I saw these things, but on trail, it's in everyday life, you have so many distractions, right? So you might have a thought and then it like changes and it goes out the window and you've got another thought and you don't actually fully process that first thought that you had. Well, on trail, all you have to do is think. and think and think. And you're going to have a thought. If you're going out on trail, just be prepared. You're going to have a thought and it's just going to run over and over and over and over in your head until you fully process it and then move on. So yeah, I don't know that I would say I found myself, but I did find a, a lot about myself and things that I liked and things that I didn't like and things that I could work on. And yeah, I think that's something that's hard to describe unless you're out there and just kind of doing it. And I don't think you have to do a long trail to experience that. I think if you just get out in nature and like one thing I'm really trying, you guys have seen me look at my phone like 3 times now, and I'm doing so bad at it, but I'm trying to detach myself from this stupid device because I spend so much time focused on that or distracted by that that like I don't know. I feel like I would learn so much more if I weren't paying attention to my phone or having all these distractions. So I think just spending a few minutes, even going out for a walk for the day, can be impactful and growth. Okay, I have to find where I left off now. Thank you, Vicky. Did you have many Forrest Gump moments like when he was running? Which part of the trail left you in almost? I had a few of those. Um, what part of the trail left me in almost? I don't know. I think I always think about that little Bigelow. Oh, well, let me say Max Patch left me in awe just because that was I did do one camping night. That was the first time I'd ever camped by myself was on Max Patch before I came out. And it was really cool for me to see like before when I went to Max Patch, I flew and I rented a car and then I drove. I drove to Max Patch and then I hiked like 11 miles, I think, something like that. But whenever I actually walked there, that's when I was in awe. I was like, wow, I like flew last time and now I just, my own 2 feet brought me this far. And then I loved seeing the foliage. That was just beautiful. I loved Vermont. It wasn't super muddy for me. So yeah, I loved that. I loved Maine. Oh, Maine was incredible. I don't know if some of you guys might have seen on my Instagram. There's that video of me like walking through the mossy, beautiful forest, and it was incredible. And then I almost fell as usual. So that was really funny. Oh, and then there's one specific place, I think it was in Rhone, is Unaka Mountain. And I got on top of that mountain and I was like looking at my camera, but I like turned and kind of looked up and I was like, wow, I'm in like an incredible place right now. Like I need to take this in. I need to take a moment. So Unaka Mountain, if you're around it, definitely go hike it. It was beautiful. Now that you're through hiking, oh my gosh, please, I am not a celebrity. Which famous through hiker would you like to meet? So, my friend Baked Potato, who you guys probably know from my early videos, he actually got Dixie to like do a little cameo thing, and she was so sweet, and it was like a 4-minute long video. It was just totally unexpected and totally sweet. But I would love to meet Dixie. I think she sounds like such a cool, down-to-earth person, and she really embraces the hiking community, and that's something that I definitely aspire to do and to be like. What item or activity was super important to you on trail that you didn't expect to be important? I don't know. Probably my I don't know. If I had to say something, it would probably be my little 1/8 Gossamer Gear pad that ended up getting a hole in it. I was so mad about it. But I used that thing to sit. I used it for yoga. I used it under my sleeping pad. So in shelters, I didn't get a hole or I didn't like slide around on it. That thing was very valuable. And I have the Gossamer Gear, or I had the Gossamer Gear Mariposa backpack. And so I was able to just like fold that thing up and use it where the sit pad originally went. So that was really helpful and added a little bit of support back there. Is there any spot that you want to go back and do because the weather was bad and you didn't have a view? No. What I do want to do is go back and do the 100-mile wilderness again and just like take time off work and take my time and stop wherever I want, because I thought it was so beautiful. And there There was one shelter there, and I need to figure out what the name of it was, but there was one shelter that you like walked down into, and to the right, there was this beautiful waterfall, and it was like midday, but we were pushing time, like we had to make it before the 14th or the 15th or whatever, just because rain was coming in on the 15th. So we really wanted to hit the 14th. But I would have stopped there. And there was another spot in the 100-mile wilderness. There was a lake that you walked up to, and there was camping right beside it. I would have stopped there, and I couldn't because I was like rushed for time. So definitely we'll go back and do the 100-mile wilderness again at some point. Anything you thought was going to be challenging or difficult, but ended up being simple, even enjoyable? Not really. I mean, I knew that it was going to be hard, and so I had that mentality. I guess I did. Like I don't even know how to answer this question, honestly. Yeah, it was just hard. There were some enjoyable. It was always enjoyable once I summited the top. Once I hit the top of a peak, like you do the hard work and you get that reward. Yeah, I probably didn't answer your question right. Hey, Sarah. Did your faith become stronger through this experience? Yes, Bonnie. I know that I couldn't have done it without him. So I would not have made it to Maine without God. So yeah, definitely. Any plans on other long distance hikes in the future? Maybe. We shall see. Definitely the West Highland Way. That's the plan. Maine is the best. I loved Maine. What's the shoe issue? Flat feet or high arch? I don't know. I think a little bit of both. I think I just needed to find the right shoe. I ended up putting the women's purple Super Feet Trailblazer Comfort, something like that, in my Olympus shoes, and that worked. And those do have like a little bit of arch support, so that could have been it. I think it was just like my metatarsals just could not handle the constant repetitive pounding. Did you do any cowboy camping? No, Joe. I wish I would have, though. I was always too chicken, to be honest with you. I'm afraid of spiders, and I know that there are spiders in the shelter, but I just choose to believe that they didn't come anywhere near me while I was there. And yeah, I didn't do any, but I had friends who actually ended up cowboy camping like one spot, and I walked up on them in the morning, and they didn't get a view or like a sunrise or anything. And I was like, okay, I don't feel bad for not like pushing to this point, because I wouldn't have gotten a view. And that's what the cowboy camping would have been about for me. Does Hawk and Quicksand they what? Oh, they love Maine. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. I'm probably your oldest fan. I'm a 72-year-old hiker. Hey, Wendy. That's so cool. I love that. Get out there as long as you can. Are you sick of Snickers? No, not really. I could probably still eat Snickers every single day. I am sick of like granola, because I was doing granola for a little while, and yeah, and like oatmeal. I haven't had that since I've gotten home from trail, but I have been making a lot of wraps. So like turkey and spinach and cheese, but still a wrap, which is pretty much, I was eating a lot of wraps on trail too. Just can't get away from the trail food. No, they love the AT. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I do love the AT. I don't know that I would ever do another through hike of the AT, but I will definitely get out there and do a lot of section hiking. Recently found your channel through watching Kelly, and I'm so excited to start. Oh, thanks so much for watching. Yeah, Nine Lives and she was in my last little tramley too. So we all started hiking like through the Whites together. So you'll see me on there a little bit, and her and mine. Oh, cool. Wow. Well, I'm going to stay on here for like 12 more minutes if you guys have any more questions. One thing I do love, I have my water bottle back. That's not a smart water bottle. So I have all my little stickers, my Enlightened equipment. I used a Light AF fanny pack, all the things. Excited for you and proud of you. Oh, thank you, Kenna. So good to see you here. You guys, I went to school with Kenna, and she has a really bomb cooking YouTube channel. So go click on her thing and go follow her. You're actually a celebrity. Hello from Scotland. Love watching your hype, Megan. Aw. Wow. Aw, thanks so much. Cool. Derek, have you done the West Highland Way or been on any part of that? did you end up in after your accident? I went with Ultra Olympus, but please just pick shoes that are gonna work for you. I don't want to like endorse any kind of shoes because I know that it is your body and yeah, everybody's feet are different. When is your next trail post? Tomorrow. I have a video coming out tomorrow. How did you like the Rhone Highlands? I loved the Rhone Highlands. Oh, they were beautiful. But also, I was really excited about seeing the ponies, which I think was in the Rhone Highlands. And tell me if I'm wrong, but I was really excited about seeing the ponies. But the day that I got to go and see the ponies, I was in so much pain from my foot. I like climbed over the rock and it was like so swollen. And that was the last place I wanted to be. So it was really cool and I was really excited to see them. But yeah. Also, I think Rhone is where it was really icy and cold. So if you're hiking, I didn't have micro spikes at all. I didn't carry them. But the one time that I probably could have used them was coming like off of Rhone Mountain, possibly. It was like a really thick sheet of ice. And that's where my friend Papa Groot, that was the first time I was hiking around him and he scared me because he was up above me and he was like, happy thoughts, be careful. So yeah, I'll never forget the ice there. Oh, of course. I haven't done the Florida Trail. I'm not gonna lie, I really have no desire to do it. I don't want to be walking in swamp water. There's a lot of road walking, and I won't say that I'll never do it, but I don't really have any desire to do it. And massive thank you, William. They're awesome. What was your worst area in PA? Oh, cool, Ray. I don't even know. I just remember thinking the whole time in PA, like, there's this trail of rocks, right? You're just walking down a trail of rocks. And then right to the right of it is this beautiful dirt that you could have made a trail out of, but you were walking on rocks. So I don't even remember what the worst part was, just that it was rocky. I've got about a month section. Which section would you recommend? It depends on what kind of hiking you're looking for. Like I would recommend the 100-mile wilderness to anybody just because it was so beautiful. The first part of it's kind of tough. And then it's like flat and you just kind of do like little rolls for a while. That was really beautiful. There were so many places, Max Patch, Grayson Highlands, just so many. I saw a lot of snakes. Catch a bus from DC to Damascus. Any thoughts about doing another trail? Yeah, I'm going to do the West Highland Way next, I think. I'm telling you guys I'm doing it, so I usually stick to my word, so hopefully I'll be able to do it. Next time you're in Pennsylvania, let me know. The rocks are musical. Sorry, I had to. Thank you so much. Yeah, okay, I'll do that. Yeah, I think if I weren't hiking several miles, I would enjoy like, or I would be okay with a boulder field, but ocean and lake trail, it's a possibility. Might be my starting point in backpacking. That would be cool. What was your worst state hiking? New York. Bailey. Yes, I saw a lot of bears. Well, I don't want to say a lot. My first ones, I saw Daleville, right before Daleville, I think. And it was a mama and like 2 or 3 cubs. And they were really far from me, but I was like, I couldn't get my camera turned on or around. And I was just like freaking out the whole time. They ran away from me, of course, but I saw them. I saw like a teenage one that just kind of looked at me and walked away. And then I saw, it was like 2 big bears, 1 medium size, and then 2 or 3 little cubs, like all together in Jersey. And they just like ran across and ran away from me. But it was really cool to see them too. Where'd you end up choosing your home base? I haven't decided yet. I have until January to decide. New York was the hardest for me. I started working. I live in New York. It does suck. I think it would be okay. I liked, what is that state park? The Harrison, something like that. State park. It was really beautiful when you weren't in like the mass amounts of people. Like you came through this like beautiful, where the lemon squeezer is. Harriman, not Harrison, Harriman State Park. That was incredible. But then you like came out and went and there were so many people, like it was a weekend. I was very overwhelmed with that. But I would like to do Harriman on just like a little day trip or something. What was the best trail name you heard? Oh, I don't know. That's a good one. I don't think I'm gonna get those bonus points because I don't even remember all the trail names I met. Uh, Thank you, Bobby. That's so sweet. West Highland Way 2 weeks ago, 4 nights camping, walk. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try and pronounce those Scottish names, especially whenever I YouTube. I'm just gonna be like, "Oh, here's a sign of the name of this town." That's so cool. I never s Okay, did I see a moose? I saw a moose. It was very unfortunate. I saw it because it was on the back of a truck. It is hunting season, and I wanted to see a live moose, but I did not see a live moose, and it was very sad. And if it's for survival, I get it, but I was very sad, and I didn't see a live moose. But I did see a lot of moose poop, and I was very excited about that because it meant they were close. No, I didn't meet Taylor. She was well past me, especially after I took the 6 weeks off. But I've talked to her a couple times. She seems really sweet. Harriman, thank you, Kurt. Oh man, this is so awesome. Okay. Um, let's see. I've got about 5 more minutes here. Oh, wow. I just like I this is so incredible. You guys are really incredible, and I get so excited every time I get on here. I posted a little Instagram story of like 8 people were waiting to watch my live stream, and that was really cool. I was like, I'll never get over this feeling. It's just really neat. What was my go-to snack on trail? At first, I liked the little RX bars because they were like pretty healthy. They had dates. Oh, now everything is coming in. They had like dates and stuff like that in them. And then I got tired of those really fast. And then I liked dried fruit was really good. That was a nice snack. It was heavy, but it was worth having. Did you stay in any huts? I didn't stay in any huts, but I stayed in shelters in the Whites, and they give you this little card. You have to pay like $5 or $10 for the first one, and then 5 for everyone after that. But the card has like 2 free snacks and a free soup or something. So I went to the huts almost every day to get my free goodie. And then there was one place that I camped right next to a hut, and they gave leftover breakfast, which was really incredible. So we just like packed up our bags and then went in, and it said like free breakfast. So that was nice. They didn't waste it, and we got to have a breakfast. We Do you know if Dead Horse finished? He didn't update. He did finish. I'm sure he's probably working on it. It's just been recently that he finished. So I'm sure he'll give you guys an update in just a little bit. I'm just gonna watch Survivor at 8. Yeah, that's another thing I'm trying not to do is watch TV because I watched a lot of Netflix before trail, and I realized I could be using that time productively, but I don't know. I don't know how long that's gonna last. PM. I liked when Kelly Hayes had you in a video. Oh, cool. Hey, Roland. It should be up. The whole thing should be up pretty much as soon as I finish talking. No questions though. Are you going by Happy Thoughts or Bone Crusher? Happy Thoughts. Hey, Bearston! Is that you guys that took me in? Oh my gosh, that's so cool if it is. I'm going by Happy Thoughts, but it was like Happy Thoughts, aka Bone Crusher, aka something else. There were so many trail names that I could have gone by. Bye, guys. Thank you. Have you heard from Dirty Doss? Yep, heard from him today. He's doing some hiking in Germany. Oh, cool. 2 more minutes. Thank you guys so much for coming, for watching, for supporting my hike. You guys are so cool. I'm not really sure where Nine Lives is at this moment. I know she intends to go back on trail, so I'm sure it'll be happening pretty soon. All right, cool. Well, I am gonna sign off for the night. Hey, Chris. You'll get to see everything after I click end here. Thank you guys for being such a great, awesome community, and we will see you soon. Bye. Okay.